we, humanity, don't know how to treat this very creature that we are. We don't understand our very own species. We're busy studying, science is studying everything around us. We know everything that exists on this planet, but we haven't really paid enough attention to the very one that we are, because that's the most important species to get to know. That's the one that's going to give you access to all the secrets that are within this being. So our safety can only come from the one that created it. It cannot come from anywhere else. There is no safety anywhere else. There's nobody that can offer you safety. Any beliefs that we have in our personality or in the people around us that they can give us safety is simply an illusion that is withholding from our spirit the ability to realize itself, the ability to realize its true nature. At some point, we're going to have to leave our illusion. We're going to have to leave that personality that we created and realize the true nature of the magnificent spirit that we are and what it can do and what its potential really is. So this is going to have to happen. And so the safety is there. That's the only real safety. Any safety we have while within our personality is simply a form of denial because we haven't really noticed what we're up against. So we can't be saved by our understanding. Our understanding is not big enough to make us safe. That's a simple fact. A human mind cannot keep us safe. So what are we going to rely on? If we can't rely on ourselves, what are we going to rely on? We're going to rely on the one that designed this. That's the only one. That's the only one that really exists, because everything I'm doing is really playing out his game, playing out his settings, playing out what he designed. My body, my nature, my organs, he designed them somehow. I wouldn't know the first thing about them. And then the information that I picked up is certainly not mine. It came from other places that I didn't create. And then these two interacted with each other. And now I'm talking about it. This created this speech. So where am I in all of this other than just observing it happen? So it's the creator giving safety to the creator. Because I, the one that's here now, the thought that I'm having right now, I won't be here in a second. I can't give security to no one. The one that I am now can't give security to anyone either. Do I really need security? I'm not even going to be here in a second from now. Maybe the guy in 5 minutes from now needs security, but that's none of my business. I can't help him either. So it's all a game that we play with our minds. It's not secure in any way because we think. The real security is not because we think. The real security is because the one who designed this, he's the genius. Religion is not here to tell us somebody created this. That anybody that doesn't realize that there's a specific intelligence that made this happen is not capable of understanding anything more. So religion is not here to try to feed them a philosophy. To them, maybe the instructions come in the form of what they should do and what they shouldn't do, simply to keep society safe. But when we're talking about the Creator, we're saying, how do we know that we can rely on Him, on His way, on His understanding? And for that we need the Torah. Why do we need the Torah? Because the Torah is the Creator's excuse of why we are suffering. So if we go through life and we feel and experience life the way that we do, we come up with a tremendous question. If He's so good and He's so kind and so reliable, why is the relationship so difficult? Why is the experience so hard? And then we have to go to the Torah, and the Torah will tell us, oh, this wasn't created to be this way. This was created to be very differently. However, humanity, with their limited wisdom, created a hierarchy between themselves, and created conflict between themselves, and created tremendous systems to control each other that would have been completely unnecessary based on the simple nature of who we are. So only because we control each other are we frustrated. Only when we're frustrated do we do things wrong. Only because we do things wrong do we need to enforce the law on each other. And only when we need to enforce the law on each other are we frustrated again. So these are the cycles of suffering. These are the cycles of pain that create worlds and worlds of pain. So the Torah wants to take us out from that place so that we can realize that the one that created us in such perfection that it wouldn't be possible if he had anything against us, if he had anything within any inkling within the creating forces that didn't desire man's success, then it wouldn't be possible that something so complex, something so intricate could come out of a tiny seed and then turn into this magnificent being that can experience and feel and see and hear. So the only thing that's missing is, why does it hurt? And the answer is, the Torah says, it's us. We are doing it wrong, that's why it hurts. And once a person puts on those glasses, once a person starts looking from that vision, he can actually see in real life how all suffering can be traced back to man's ignorance, to man's anger, to man's suffering that he's just perpetuating upon humanity over and over and over again. Children are not born sad, they're not born depressed, they're not born anxious. They're born to perfection for the most part, assuming the mother and the father are healthy. And then, as we burden them with our ideas of what we think life is, they start becoming old, they start becoming difficult, they start becoming complicated. And that just goes worse and worse and worse until we start wondering, why would God even create these creatures? So now, the Torah is going to allow us to see His kindness, and then we can find peace. Then we can feel safe. Without the Torah, we might assume that He's not kind, and then we wouldn't have that peace. We wouldn't be able to relax. And not only that, the Torah will go as far as saying to the people who deserve to hear that message that He is not kind. So the Torah is tzaddikim ya'achabam pashim v'kashlam. The righteous will find the message of peace, and the ones who are not righteous, the ones who are not ready, will find the message of conflict. So the safety is there. It's our realization that we have to develop.